I've been very blessed by deciding to make this project of going to meet and interview people, and what I find that each of these people are expressing God, and yet each one is doing it in a very individual way.
Yes.
It's the same truth, but spoken and experienced in a different way, individual way.
Correct, because God is infinite. He is a diamond of many facets. We can only see Him through one facet, and we can only explain about one facet. He has many, many facets, so people who experience different ways give different experiences in different languages. And nobody can be perfect also. Nobody can say we understood Him completely, because He is infinite.
Could you say something more about Leela? You mentioned the word Leela, divine playfulness.
That is the way devotees look at the world. They don't consider the world as an illusion or non-existent. They consider the world as God playing this eternal drama. He Himself has assumed innumerable forms to play His drama. He Himself is the player. He Himself is the witness. And in the innumerable parts He has taken, He assumes individuality in every form. That means He forgets Himself, forgets that He is God Himself in different forms because of His own illusory power. We call it Maya. So He plays this different, eternal drama, taking innumerable parts Himself. And who is the witness? He Himself is the witness. This drama goes on eternally. That is the way devotees look at it. But jnanis, or those who have been following the path of self-inquiry, like Ramana Maharshi also, they say it doesn't exist at all. It is just creation of the mind. In whatever way it is, we see before us concrete forms. We cannot deny that they do not exist. We have to deal with them, you see. So we appreciate that what the devotees say, that is a Leela of God. It may be a transitory game. It is ever changing. What happened this minute is not, then next minute is different, next minute is different. Eternally changing game.
And am I right in thinking that, for example, at the moment in the world there is a war between, in a sense, good and bad, but in fact the Divine Leela is also playing out through the bad?
It is a Divine Leela only. In the Leela, everything is permitted. In a drama, we have tragedies, we have comedies. And we appreciate every part played in the drama. We congratulate them when they come out. If one person plays the part of a robber, if he does it well, when he comes out, we congratulate him. Oh, you've done your part very well. Like that, in this Leela, everything is possible and everything is necessary.
Right.
But why, the question may arise, why should there be suffering in the world? The answer is, who is suffering? If we understand who we are, then there's no suffering. It is only the body, the part we are taken. Say, we are playing the part of a robber. Somebody comes and shoots him. A policeman comes and shoots him. He falls down on the stage. Is he really dying? If at all, the external body is decaying. This affects only the external body, not his soul. So we are eternal, and we are deathless, we are birthless. The body, we have taken a body which has birth, which grows, and which decays in due course. That is the eternal Leela, as we call it. what happens to the body does not affect us really. That is why this is called eternal Leela of the God. So they have different answers about the existence of the world. Some call it illusion, some call it, because you look at it, say it is only manifestation of God. God himself manifests in different forms. It is solidified consciousness, they say. Consciousness solidified. Like you see icebergs. What is iceberg? Water turned into different form, transformed into solid, is ice. They are not different. So the universe of names and forms is not different from the self or truth or reality. It means he himself appears as names and forms. So the names and forms he has taken are not different from him, as the ice is not different from the water. That is why they say everything is God. Our scriptures say, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahman. There is nothing but Brahman. But because of ignorance, we see them as diverse things, as different things. When our vision is purified, we see them as forms of God himself.
Okay. Ramana had said that self-inquiry was the most direct method to realize the self. What do you say about self-inquiry? Because I understand in your ashram the focus is on devotion.
Self-inquiry is one of the ways of approach. As you see, it is a direct way of approach. But there are other methods also, in path of devotion. Even in the path of devotion, there are many types of devotion. Many types are there. Say in our case, we take to the chanting of God's name. We say Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. That Ram stands for the Supreme Being. So when we chant Om, Om is His Supreme Being, that is everything and beyond everything. Ram is the substratum for His manifestation, and Shri is the manifestation itself. That is the power of manifestation. So Om Shri Ram means covers everything. The Supreme Being, the substratum for the manifestation, and the manifestation. So when you are chanting Ram Nam, we are thinking of the Supreme, everything, and that is beyond everything. When we go on thinking like that, our mind is taken away from all the worldly thoughts and gets perfectly purified.
So
the purpose of our spiritual practice is only for purifying our mind, taking away all the dirt that has been accumulated all these ages.
So you find that when somebody sincerely chants for a period of time, then their mind empties and they become sattvic. It becomes sattvic, their mind. I'm asking that when somebody is chanting for a period of time, there will come a time when their mind simply becomes quiet, sattvic.
Yes. If they do it with concentration.
Yes. Yes.
That is more important, you see. Chanting of the name simply is not sufficient. You must do it with love, devotion, and concentration.
Right.
We may chant the name, our mind may be thinking of something else.
Right.
That is why they say when we chant the name, we must keep the mind engaged in the attributes of God. That is, He is all-pervading. He has become the entire universe, and He transcends everything. He is seated in everybody's heart. These are the attributes of God. We can also say He is all love, He is all compassion, He is all mercy. These things must be working in our mind. so that our mind does not stray away from the path or think of material things. If this is done, the progress will be very fast and the mind will become very pure.
And when somebody stops doing the chanting, does their mind come back?
It comes back until it is perfectly purified. When it is perfectly purified, it has nothing to think of. It stays quietly for quite a long time, stillness of the mind. It is so, to attain the stillness of the mind, we are all trying. In the still mind, God reveals Himself.
When Ramana was asked, when will the realization of the self be gained, he replied, when the world, which is what is seen, has been removed, there will be realization of the self, which is the seer. What is the true understanding of the world?
The world we see now is full of diversity. We must practice seeing the unifying force, the unifying spirit, that it is substratum for this entire manifestation, that it is self or the reality or God, whatever name you may give it. Just like you have a cinema show here, you project the film on what? On a white screen. That white screen is a substratum for this manifestation. And what is going on now here in the universe is the film, this picture moving. It is always moving, but the screen is permanent. The substratum is permanent. If we know that what we see in the world is moving on that which is not moving, then we have realized the truth. Then we do not see the world as such. We see it only as a moving thing in the unmoving or immutable existence. Then the world it has a different shape for us. We do not see them as we see the diversity. We see them as one, not as diverse things. Jnanis do not say that they don't see the world, because they are moving, they are eating, they are taking, they are talking to others. They cannot say that they don't see the world at all. They see the world, but they don't see it as world. They see it as the moving names and forms on the immutable existence. Or devotees use the other language, they see the world as God Himself. As our master has written a book, World is God. Others see world as world, but saints see world as God.
And how to remove the world? How to remove the world?
How should we?
To remove the world.
Remove the world.
We don't remove the world. We see the substratum. That is, we see God. We see the world as God. The world as world is removed. World as God remains. World does not change, except, of course, when you sit in meditation and use your body consciousness and are merged in that unmanifest aspect. That is only for a short while. And when you sit in a state of samadhi, you forget your body, you forget the entire world. You are merged in that unmanifest aspect of God, your own self. There the world does not exist for us. But when we come back to world consciousness, we see the world, at the same time we maintain that consciousness, that stillness, that peace and bliss absolute. That is the state of all the saints.
Okay.
The world does not run away from us. The world is very much with us, but in a different form.
Right. I think that's a very important understanding for the people who are still devotees, who are trying to achieve jnana. This is a very important statement you just made. Because it has been suggested that the mind must be destroyed for liberation to occur.
It's not destroying the mind, it is purifying the mind.
Right.
When the mind is purified of all the dirt, all the vasanas, all the desires, it is Atman itself.
Right. So, for example, you have a mind. Can I ask you, you have a mind?
As I told you, I have not become a Jivan Mukta yet.
Nobody will believe you. Nobody in this room will believe you.
That's a fact. So, when the mind is not existing, mind full of waves, full of thoughts, still persists. When the thoughts completely disappear and the mind has completely merged in God, we can say we have realized the truth. Till then, we have no authority to say that. How to destroy the mind? One of these sadhanas to be prescribed: self-inquiry or taking God's name. Purification takes place, and all the thought waves disappear. Mind becomes perfectly pure. It's not destroying the mind; it is purifying the mind.
Right. Thank you. What about vasanas, the tendencies of the mind?
They all have to go before we can realize the truth. There are the dirt accumulated during ages.
So can you say that these vasanas have come with our body into this world? That we came with these vasanas?
We must have accumulated for ages. You must have come with all those vasanas. And we may add some more, carry forward, and goes on till the whole thing is destroyed.
And how to destroy the vasanas?
This is only the way. When we have made the mind pure, and when we have realized that we are one with that absolute truth, then the vasanas are all destroyed.
So in a sense it's a constant purification.
Yes, it's a constant struggle, keep the mind perfectly pure.